Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name's Uncle Reddit, and this is r/Tales from Tech Support. Been kind of a weird weekend, working on my camper all weekend. Finally got the new air conditioner on the roof. Getting a little old to be muscling that stuff up ladders, but we got it. And then did some other tinkering around with it just to get things ready for our upcoming camping trip. And goofed around with my laptop a little bit, and it doesn't look like I'll be able to record on that while I'm away, so I'll either get something ready beforehand or we'll just have to miss a couple days. So hopefully not. I like to do it. I want to kind of keep doing it because I enjoy it. So, all right, let's get into it. Virtual background issues. A little context is that our company had virtual backgrounds off for most of the time. Everyone was fully remote at the start of the pandemic due to performance issues on their computers. But the vendor got them down to tolerable levels in our pilot group, so it was enabled for everyone. Over 10,000 users. We got a few calls about how to use them and why the computer was slower when using them, the usual. Then I got this call. User, so I'm trying to test using a virtual background, but it never seems to work fully. Me, sorry to hear that. What's happening specifically? User, when I turn it on, it never picks me up and just displays the background. So we jump into a test meeting, but stay on the call for audio, and I ask him to try it so I can take a look. Then once he turns on his camera, it's instantly apparent what the issue is. The guy's sitting in a really dark room with only a nightlight pretty far away and the light from their monitors. User, so when I turn it on, it just goes to the full background. Me, I think I see the issue. The room is pretty dark. Is there a lamp or overhead light you could turn on? User, not in this part of the room currently. Let me go steal one from the other room. He left, and because he turned off the virtual background, I saw him move the lamp, plug it in, and turn it on. Tried the background and it worked just fine. User, man, I spent over an hour looking up fixes to avoid calling you guys and even asked the people in some of my meetings, just to try to avoid it being something stupid. Looks like I'm going lamp shopping this weekend. Thanks again for the help. We wrapped up the call. The following Monday, he sent an email to me with a picture of the new lamp with the user doing a thumbs up. Got a good laugh out of that one. You never know I had this picture setting perfect a couple of seconds ago. Sun comes out from behind a cloud and everything's washed out again. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, it's funny. People don't realize when you're using virtual backgrounds or chroma key for green screen, just how much light you really need and where you need it to get clean edges and everything. I messed around with it on this channel for a little while, the chroma key, that is. And no matter what, I just couldn't get a decent, edge. It was okay except for like the beard. The beard gets a little squirrely. Most everything else was pretty decent, but the background was too close, and yeah, it just wasn't worth it. Fun support ticket. My doctor says I can't use a laptop anymore. So we at the help desk get this mystical ticket through the system. Our one summer intern just got sacked for stealing coffee pods. Oh my god. It was about 2/3 of a 96 count case. I got a ticket that my doctor says I need to stop using a laptop. I need to switch to a PC and get a second one set up by IT at my home. I asked for clarification in an HR-approved copy/paste format. In order to best accommodate your disabilities, we need to know what exactly the issue is so we can properly accommodate it. From the user, my doctor says it's causing discoloration on my legs and I need to stop using it. Insert pictures of overweight hairy leg I can't unsee. He's claiming that he must stop using his laptop and needs to be issued a PC for use at home. For IT to come to his house and set it up so he can work from home without exacerbating his issue. My first response is to run to the bathroom. My right leg has the textbook example of toasted skin syndrome. I've known about it for a while, but my doctor did a test on it and came back negative for cancer. He wasn't sure what was causing the discoloration. It sure as heck wasn't exposure to the sun. Being on a part of the thigh that hasn't seen the sun since the early 90s when shorts were significantly shorter for men and young boys. It's also only one leg. I come back to the IT Batcave and come up with a solution. Prolonged use of a laptop on the thighs. This is usually evident on the left thigh, since most laptop batteries and vents are located on the left side of the device. With the recent increase in remote work, it's likely that this will become more common. Yes, it appears as if the solution to your problem is available in the WebMD article you sent. It appears as if we could easily accommodate your disability by simply having you put your work computer on a hard surface, such as a table. An added bonus is that this improves air circulation and may improve the lifespan of your device. The good news is that I now know what this discoloration on my leg is. The bad news is that I'm second guessing my doctor. Also, I spent too much time with a laptop on my lap. I never spent too much time with a laptop on my lap, mostly because I can never get comfortable. I can never quite get the right situation. When I did use a laptop actually on my lap, I had to shift my legs around so much that the fan never stayed positioned over my leg long enough to do anything. So, but yeah, easy solution, put it on a table or get one of those little like serving trays that sits over your lap, like a lap desk, and put the computer on that. Sir, you do realize this was never going to work, right? So we had this office decide they were going to go wireless only. No wires in the office at all. I think their branch manager thought he was paying for the sonic wall. He wasn't, but that's beside the point. We use IP phones that do not have Wi-Fi connectivity. Now there are options for this, but none of them are good. Powerline Ethernet adapters. Yeah, anyone who's ever been farther than 20 feet and has 2 to 3 walls in the way knows why these suck. So guy calls in, wants us to see what can be done about getting the phone to work. I tell him it's Ethernet only, as this is not something you can finagle out of. He wants to know alternatives, and I repeatedly tell him that none of the alternatives will work in an office setting. He wrangles the words power line adapter out of me. A week later he calls back. His office is having Wi-Fi issues. His office has bad Wi-Fi connectivity, the phones don't work, and now somehow his cell phones have horrible signal. Thankfully it's no longer the weekend, so I forward the call to the networking group and go about my merry way. Today I get a call from my boss. They want me to go out to the office as I'm the closest one. They've been battling the internet for a week and it's not an ISP issue. They determined the issue is in the office and they need to see what's going on. I go out there and my cell phone loses connectivity right at the door. I go in and notice the thing dancing from no connectivity to 2G, so I put it back in my pocket and look around the office. Underneath each desk is a Powerline Ethernet adapter, all 30 of them. I go into the network closet and see the horror that was 30 Powerline adapters plugged into the switch and plugged into power strips, 30 of them. Now these were not the Netgear ones that are somewhat decently made. These look unbranded, meaning sketchy Amazon seller. I start unplugging the daisy chained power strips and eventually unplug the entire set of 30 Powerline adapters. I go around to each desk and unplug the Powerline adapters. I restart my phone. Full bars. Wi-Fi in the office works again. He unintentionally built a white noise generator. Something inside of me bugged me about the switch he had set up. I uncovered a piece of cardboard and the sonic wall was still set up and still active. It was plugged into the switch still. The switch is labeled 1 through 30 and there are wall ports labeled 1 through 30 on the wall behind it. Yes, for those that haven't figured out the plot yet, he bypassed the switch for Powerline Ethernet adapters for no reason and created an issue large enough to have a text sent out during the apocalypse. I hooked everything back up physically and went into his office with a box. All 30 Powerline adapters in the box. Technically 60 since they're paired, set down on his desk. I'm not a happy customer service face, Lightning. I am angry, frustrated, don't F with me, Lightning. Me equals me. Him equals branch manager. Him. Why did you disconnect these? Do you know how much they cost? Me. Is your system up and running? Do you have cell phone service? Does your desk phone work now? Him. Yes, but they worked before I switched to Wi-Fi. I wanted them to work on Wi-Fi, that's why I bought them. Me. Sir, you do realize this was never going to work, right? This is the kind of thing you reach out to us for and ask if this would work. I pick up one of the devices. Me. Each one of these sends out a signal to its paired device. You had 30 of these in here, in this enclosed space with signals bouncing all over everything in this tiny office. 30 of them. 3-0. This was doomed to failure from the start. Him. So how do we fix this? Me. I just did. I have to thank you though. Him. Why is that? Me. Well, I'm not a field technician, so all these hours I spent in this building are overtime hours, plus travel, plus field visit expenses. I've been here for 3 hours so far. All of this is going to be recouped from your branch account as you agreed to on the phone. He seemed unfazed by this, which is fair as mortgage can be quite lucrative. Him. Well, I'll just have to figure out a way to make these work. Me. You. This will not work. This would never work. This was never going to work. None of this will ever work. You are basically drowning out all wireless signals in this office with these. Stop it. All you'll do is cause another tech to come visit and do the same thing over again. He was not happy, but he did accept it. I left to come back to my house and eat a delicious pizza. I love pizza. Me too. Everything from that great Jersey, New York pizza I grew up with to even down to the pizza guy. I'll eat it. What the hell. Yeah, I found that I was having a problem here at the house with my mesh network. Too many wireless devices trying to run off of it. Plaster walls. There was just all kinds of issues. If it wasn't lack of signal, it was too many signals at once interfering with each other, and yeah. Finally got it all straightened out, but man, was it brutal for a while. No, I don't know what computer that is, and big is too broad a term. So I just got this call a while ago, a week ago I think. This customer was calling in because her computer wouldn't turn on. Let's call her Karen. Karen, so I have this computer that has a condition that won't let it turn on. Me, I see, so what kind of computer is it? Karen, I don't know, it was my dad's. Me, what kind of computer is it? Karen, I don't know, it's big. Can you check my dad's account? Who was clearly not calling. Me, I can't do that. Karen, why not? This is where I had to mute and make a big fat facepalm. It's like there's no such thing as privacy laws in these people's brains. I asked her to rotate the computer in a way to find an identifier. I tried to sympathize with her due to the size of the device. Eventually, she was able to find paperwork that showed the identifier. Turns out it was a piece of trash from the 2010s. So I had her do some magical keyboard trick and it works fine. I thought it was over, then she complained about the mouse not working. Me, well, do you have a cable to change it? Karen, no. Me, is there one in the back? Karen, no. Me, what kind of mouse is it? Karen, a new one. I had to mute again for this one. I was eventually able to determine that this mouse is an older kind that required batteries, so I asked her to replace them. She did, and we ended the call amicably. End of the day, I see that I got a dissatisfaction from Karen. Reason? I asked her to twist her computer and change her batteries. Absolutely brilliant. So, she didn't realize her mouse took batteries. She says it's a new one, but he says it's an older kind that takes batteries. And the old tower, all she had to do was get to the back panel for some sort of identification number, serial number, model number, whatever. And yeah, okay. So now he's got a bad review. Unbelievable. Well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed these stories. And if you did, would you do me a favor? Would you consider giving this video a thumbs up? Maybe subscribe to the channel. And click that little bell icon so you don't miss the fat guy with the beard telling you stories. See ya.